Garand's Gun Channel here. If you can't tell, on the table we've got an M1 Garand stock and foregrip. We're going to be doing some refinishing on it. I had a video up for my J.C. Higgins Model 66 that I was doing, but I didn't get up the befores and afters, so I'm going to redo one of the stocks for the M1s and kind of show you guys the process that I use. As you can tell, it's pretty beat up. You can see the nicks and scratches and cuts on it. It's not super pretty at all. Pretty hard pressed, hard used. This is one of the Honor Guard stocks that we use for our drill ceremonies. And these guns are very old. When I did Honor Guard 6 years ago, these were the same guns. We refinished them then. They're pretty beat up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out some of these bigger dents and chips in the wood, just because I don't want to take too much off the stock. If you look down towards the butt plate, you can kind of see there's a little bit of a gap there in the wood from just all the years of people trying to refinish them. So let me show you what I've got to do this. By no means am I a pro, it's just what works for me. I've got some 320 grit sandpaper here to kind of get some of the rougher spots out. I'm going to go over that first. Then I've got some, I'm going to go over first with the 120 grit sandpaper to get some of the rough spots. Then I'm going to hit it real quick with the 320. On my shotgun I went up to I think 1,000 grit just to get it really smooth, but 120 will work. And then I'm going to hit it with some Minwax gun stock to try to keep that same color on the rifle. So I'm going to do a coat of that. I'm going to let it sit on there for probably a minute or so before I wipe it off, just to see what it looks like, and I may have to reapply. I'm going to apply the stain with the clean white cloth, and then I'm going to hit it with some clear high gloss Minwax polyurethane. Not bragging on Minwax, it's just what I used on my grandfather's Model 66, which I've got some good news. I called the gunsmith here in Cabot. It's back from the bluers. He's got all the parts anodized that he was going to anodize. He's got the bolt all cleaned up. He's going to assemble it, and I should have it back Monday. So good news. I'm super excited. Can't wait to show you guys that. When I apply the polyurethane, I'm just going to use a foam brush. Cheap little 79-cent one, just so I can throw it out. And I usually apply about 3 coats. When you're sanding them, guys, you just want to make sure you're following the grain on the stock, so it'll all be moving back in this direction. When you get around the trigger guard, the grip kind of, the grain kind of comes around it up. So just follow it the best you can. The parts that I can take off of this gun, like the butt stock and this forward sling attachment, I'm going to get those taken off. I'm just going to have to tape up the rear stock though, the rear sling attachment, because there's no real way that I can see to get it out. And another thing I'm not going to do on the interior, I'm not going to touch any of these grooves. I'm not going to lacquer it. I want everything to fit, so I'm just going to do the outside here. But you can see she's pretty beat up and worn down. So hopefully when we get it all done, I'll show you guys, and it'll be a vast improvement. One quick thing I wanted to talk about. I saw in the news last night there's this guy named Bill McClellan. He's a St. Louis Post Dispatch columnist, and he was saying that we should get rid of military funeral honors altogether to save money. And I find him absolutely ignorant. He says that just because you served in the military doesn't mean you're a hero. And you know what? I don't think anyone in the military thinks of themselves as a hero, but it's one of the benefits that they get. And not everyone that is in the military decides to have a military funeral honor. So for the families that need that closure, that's the service we provide. It was funny, base honor guards aren't really run by, like, it doesn't really cost that much, because we take active duty guys out of their shops just for a couple months. They come down, volunteer their time, so they're getting paid anyway. And instead of just paying them to do their normal job, we pay them to go out and lay to rest our fallen brothers and sisters, and in my opinion, heroes. So, all right, guys. Next time you see me, I'm gonna be sanding with the 120 grit, and I'll show you what that looks like when it's finished. Stay with us. All right, guys. So there's what it looks like once I got it sanded. You could see what the before the sanding looks like and the after. So now the next step is to throw some stain on this thing, and let's see what it looks like. All right, stay with us.
I know where I come from. How about you?